Hello and welcome to the fifth part of my FPS tutorial series. In this episode we will make Procedural Recoil. If you want to support me, you can wishlist my game, raise your tribe on Steam and subscribe my YouTube channel. You can also comment anything you want and I will answer. You can also join my Discord channel and ask there questions. Okay, let's start. Open up your animation blueprint and event graph and make a new function there. Call it Procedural Recoil. You can make new input type of load and call it multiplier. It's because when you have multiple weapons you want to have more recoil some weapons than others. So make one input. Now we need a couple local variables and keep in mind local variables. First going to be recoil rotation and type of rotator. And then next variable will be recoil location and it will be vector, so it will be location. Then drag that multiplier input and multiply. You have to multiply 3 times. Then connect pins, just like that. Then set node random float in range. These going to be rotation like values. I set some default values, but you can of course modify those to suit your game better. And these first will be rotation values, so how much your gun rotate left or right or upwards. And you have to copy these 2 times. And you can test those values and make those suit for your game better. Now we have to make that rotator, so find make rotator node and then connect X to X, Y to Y and Z to Z. Now set your recoil rotation. You can always like break rotator or make rotator and connect those pins, it works basically same as you can see there. But we don't want that now, but this is basically the same, you have to just connect that pin. Now duplicate that recoil rotation and connect it. And now we have to make new variable. This is going to be public variable, not local variable. Call it recoil. For example, recoil transform. And make it be type of transform. Now duplicate that recoil transform variable and call it just recoil. And it is also transform type. Then drag and drop that recoil transform and get it. Then split it and use that blue pin and connect it to recoil rotation. And now we are ready with recoil rotation. Now we move to recoil location. This is how much your gun goes like up or down or left or right or forward or backwards. And do basically same what we done with the rotation. So copy these nodes and paste here. Now you can also make a new local variable for that multiplier. So promote it to new local variable and call it, for example, local multiplier. Then you can use it like that. You can hold your control and drag and drop those for easier. Then copy paste it here and connect it also there. Similar than rotation. Then you have the make vector. Connect those pins and then set recoil location again. I also set some default values, but like I said, you can modify those to suit in your game better. And that multiplier is, it multiplies those. So if you have multiplier be something like 5, you will have a lot of recoil. And if it's 0, you don't have any recoil. And you will set those in third-person character blueprint. Then, last thing, we have to set that recoil transform. Now, you can split that or break it. It's up to you. And then connect recoil location and then connect recoil rotation, like that. You can double click those lines to make some reroute nodes. Good. I think this is ready. Now compile and save. Now we need some interpolation back to 0. So take your recoil and set it. Then find node interpolation. If F interpolation, no, what is? It is T interpolation, sorry. So T inter to. Then target will be recoil transform. Make sure you use those correct variables. And then delta time will be delta time, get world delta seconds. And interrupt speed, you can also modify that, but I set it to 25. After that, we have to set that recoil transform and do basically the same. So duplicate that node. Take recoil transform, it will be current, and target will be 0, so you can make transform. And the interpolation speed is going to be something like 15, but you can modify those. Then go into your animation graph. And after handsway rotator, make a new node, transform modify bone node. And now set bone to modify to be your right hand. Then we need location, so make that add to existing. And also the rotator add to existing. And scale we don't need that. And alpha we don't need that. Now drag your recoil, split it and connect location to location and rotation to rotation. Good. Now we are ready. You can also comment by pressing C key. Then compile and save and go back to your third person character blueprint. And here, go to your begin play. Now you can cast to your animation blueprint. So in this case it be IPT mani. Then promote it to variable. You can call it, for example, animation blueprint reference. Then take your mesh and get anim instance. So now that variable will be your animation blueprint that you are using currently in that pawn. You can also comment it to be something like get reference to animation blueprint. Good. You can also change the color if you want. Then compile and save. And now we need new input. So open up your inputs and then actions, and you can duplicate your jump action and call it, for example, fire. Then add new mapping and make it be that fire you just duplicated. And then select key you want to use. Left mouse button is OK for firing. Now you can test that recoil, dragging that reference and then calling that procedural recoil function in that animation blueprint. Okay, good. Thank you for watching, and in next part we will continue making that firing system. You can actually fire bullets and use that recoil correctly.